Oh, hello there. So you want to win more in Fortnite. Welcome to part 1. We're going to start off with these, the weapons of Fortnite, ranging from grey all the way to gold, which is legendary, and everything in between, shotguns and pistols, and you can find them right here in the weapons tab. And this is all available to you for even weapons that aren't in the game anymore, but hey, it might get unvaulted, so you can have a play around and you can check them all out. You can find the creative mode as soon as you load up the game. All you need to do is click the creative tab, and as soon as you're in there you'll be able to select the options. Now once you're into here, what I would suggest that you do is just launch a server, but remember, put your privacy private unless you want other people in there. But hey, that's up to you if you want to make friends or stay alone, all up to you. Once you're here, you just select the island that you want. The two bottom ones are the for blocks, and hey, once you've selected it, you're into your island. Now I would suggest that you familiarize yourself with the different islands. There's an Arctic one that's already got a fortress built on it, but for this one we just want to have a play around with one of our own that's not been built on. And we're interested in these tabs because I'm going to just show you quickly how you're going to make a chest with weapons, or hey, maybe you want to make a llama carrying a chest. The second thing that you want to know is that in the devices tab, the one thing that we really do want to know about is the sentry. The sentry is something that you put down like a trap, and you can select with square different options for what guns that this sentry has, the range of fire, respawn rate, so on and so forth, and you can set each one individually to have full health, full shield, and so on and so forth. Once you've got all these settings selected and you're happy with them, and you want to be like, okay, that's enough, I want some weapons, all you do is select the weapons with square on the weapon, add to chest. Once you've done that, you simply go over to the chest tab by pushing R2 like so. You create the chest, move it around, place it down. Now you need to select my island and start the game. Now once you've started the game, you land down and you can see that they're already on there. You open up the chest, and now what you can do is take each weapon and you'll be able to see how much damage it does for a headshot, for example, silent sniper versus a heavy sniper, a suppressed AR versus a not suppressed AR, and even a heavy AR. You can get an idea for the weapon damage that these do, the amount of bloom, the amount of damage they do on a headshot. Now I only set one of these little sentries to respawn, so poor sentry on the left was the one really getting killed all the time, but you can set it for every single one that you want, and you can try out different guns and you can see how much damage each one's doing. Now one little thing that I didn't do but you can do is make sure when you're starting off the island start for the game, you can put infinite ammo on, and that will let you do things again and again. A, B, and all the way down the left side the numbers, those are grids. So if you zoomed in on the actual map, you'll see these square boxes. Now if you look at this, it's on a little bit of a high plane, so you can actually come a lot closer to this than you would in other places. And if you look around, every single thing in the map that would be there as floor loot, ammo boxes and chests is already pre-spawned. It's 100% spawn rate. If you look around, you'll be able to get a sense of the layout, you'll be able to see where everything is, and in the material farming you'll get a lot of them. Up here is usually a natural lift, that wasn't, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how you can land in different locations and use the different height of the terrain to your advantage. So for example, when we jump out of this one, what we're doing with those three markers I placed, I'm showing you where I want to be jumping out. I want to aim for this tree here. And then once you have got closer to the tree, you'll see the glider redeploys a little bit earlier, but I've still got height, and I've got enough height to be approaching this left hand side of the house, and just like before, I'll be able to land down, see where everything is spawned. Just a little tip that not everything is a box and a half like some videos claim, but hey, you can get a sense of a layout for every single place. The next thing that I'm going to teach you is that when you do have the map open, you can see all different locations that you can get to. There was challenge games in Fortnite, but they didn't leave them in. The next thing is your right peak. Your right peak is where you can see the enemy, but they can't see you as much. And if you look to the middle of the screen, you can see an X where I can't peek and shoot, but if I move sideways, I can. So that was just a quick little peek technique. Now the other thing as well that you've got in the playground mode is the option to respawn. And when you respawn, you've got your glider. It's not as high as the battle bus, but as you can see, you'll be able to move around the map a lot more freely. And I'd use this to travel from location to location, getting to know the map. And once you've got to know the map, pretty much like the back of your hand, you'll be able to see, okay, there's no loot here, I can drop here. But if you look up, that's where the old challenge games used to be. They've got rid of that now, but they kind of kept the name in. So I would just advise you to be able to look around the map using the options button, respawn. Now the thing that I actually wanted to demonstrate around here and I need to respawn for was this expedition outpost. If you look where Dusty Divot is onto this mountain, you'll see there's an expedition outpost and it's got planes on it. There's runways across the map that you can see. If you were to just pull it up, it'll have that long strip of land and you can take off in a plane. And yeah, they've been nerfed, but they're still pretty powerful. Another location that you've got near here is next to Loot Lake. Now recently they've added in drift boards, so if you're playing this when they have, you'll be able to see a lot more options for mobility. But just down here you've got a couple of trailers with quads on the back of them, and what you can do is you can use the playground mode to also see little challenges like that around the map as well, which are for the, you know, ballista balloon, you know, in different weeks and so on and so forth that they give. Now a trick that you can use with the quad crasher that a lot of the pros do is you build some ramps, let the boost build up, you can see the gauge going to green, that means it's ready. Then you simply lift off and you angle the nose upwards and you'll be able to get some elevation. I'm not an expert at it, as you'll see later on, but it is another way that you can boost around. If you keep it pushed, you'll be able to fully use the whole boost gauge, but you might not want to do that. You just want to tap it once. And as you can see, we've also got the drift boards. Now the drift boards, they've got a little bar on the back of them as well that you can see charging up. It's not always as clear, except, you know, you can do little tricks like that, and you know, you've probably seen some great videos of these clear people doing it. You can also, you know, move around, do some emotes and shoot and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of mobility options now in Fortnite and you want to take advantage of them. And also just remember that you've got a compass at the top of the map that's giving you directions of west, northwest and so on, okay? These other portals which will take you to the other locations. One thing to bear in mind is that each location does have like a two-way system, so you can go back and forth like you've seen me do in the video, and some people might trap it, so be careful about that. But here is a permanent rift that can be used multiple times, and I'm using it to make my way towards this location. Just outside of Lonely Lodge there's an airport, and from here what you can do is take a plane to go anywhere, but I'm going to demonstrate to you a little trick with the supply drops. Like you saw me do there, I aimed at it, I pushed the place marker button, I take my plane, I go dodging all these trees very skillfully and land down right here to where the marker was, and you can see that it is in fact where the supply drop is. And also next to Retail Row you do have another natural rift location. There's sometimes multiple drifts, and luckily for me there was one here. Now you simply have different locations. I'm going to show you how to use them to go from place to place, not in the way I would usually do it because the circle's not that great, but you can get one from there to Paradise Palms. On this ridge here there's another rift, or several, and even round the back of the waterfall area here there's more. And then from this area, if you also look just outside of Fatal at the edge of Paradise Palms, there's a helicopter. Now be careful about not flying your planes too high. I would advise you to use Polar Peak as a ceiling for how high you can actually go, because if you look, when you're level with Polar Peak you can fly, but going above it even with boost it will eventually cut out. Now the other location that I'm going to show you is right here, little expedition outpost where it has some loot and it also has a quad. Just be careful about dropping onto the quad with feet intact. Now you'll notice that I didn't take any damage, and that's because if you do land on all four, or kind of roughly thereabouts, the quad's what's going to take the damage. And here we've got the settings choice. I'd advise you to keep aim assist on and reset building choice, turn that on, because as soon as you start building you'll have your walls on instead of like a floor ramp or whatever. It's just easier to put the building menu on and jam the R2 button if you're playing on PS4 for example. And also sprint by default is on. And the one secret setting I would tell you is turn cross-platform parties off. You don't want to be playing with PC players who can make insane edit plays, just to put you on a same performance, same advantage, chance, everything. Stick to your own console platform.